good evening, one and all. Here we are with another OYT session today. And today we have Dr. Naila Said from Mumbai, who is a nutritionist and a naturopathy doctor. She's going to take three sessions today. From today. Today, day one, she's going to talk about nutrients and its important functions. And on day two, she's going to talk about balanced meals, how they work in your body. And day three, she's going to talk about the balanced meal in long run and what the benefits of it. So, so as I told, she is a naturopath, a nutritionist, a certified diabetic educator. Nutrition has always fascinated her, and it has also helped her to understand a great deal about the body. Passing the knowledge is the best way to use the knowledge. Is that what she believes in? Now she's the founder of the Food Talk with Naila, and she's into a virtual platform to share knowledge with people, not only in India but also in foreign countries like Germany. Um, so we welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Aisha. How are you doing, firstly?
All good.
Okay. So we can start now, right?
Yeah, we can start.
Okay. Just hold on. I'll just share my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. So I hope everyone's here. I would like to reintroduce myself. I'm Dr. Naila and I'm a naturopath, and I would be very keen, for everyone to understand the importance of balanced meal. So the reason why, this topic was taken is that majority of the time, a lot of us have stopped understanding the importance of balanced meals because there's too much of information around us, and that has actually confused us to even more understand how to go about with things. So that is why we would be starting with understanding about how you're supposed to have balanced meals and what is the importance of having balanced meals. Okay. Also, one more thing what I would want to know is that if everyone's comfortable with English, then I'll continue with English, or else I'll include I'll speak in Hindi as well. Okay.
Actually, everybody is comfortable with English, I guess, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So going forward, so I hope everyone's able to see my slide. So I'll be going forward. So what exactly? So to understand the importance of balanced meal, first we need to understand what are nutrients and why are they necessary for our body. So I have today's session is moreover on the importance of nutrients and its function, so that you can understand what all things can be missed if at all you're not having balanced nutrition. So going forward with this, um, uh, okay, so going forward with this, as it says, is that we all understand that food gives you nutrients, okay, and not just calories. So a very important aspect is that whenever I counsel clients, they tend to judge a food in respective to only and only calories. So but then food gives you also nutrients, so food is not always identified as calories, so it gives you nutrients as well. These nutrients are majorly classified into macro and micronutrients. Okay, so macro, as the word is understandable, that macro makes you understand that it does a major contribution in your body, and micro does the minor thing but which is important. Okay. Yeah. So, what is the difference between the micro and micronutrients? So, micronutrients are the types of nutrients needed in smaller amounts for the body. These nutrients are just as important, and the types of nutrients that are found in the food group includes vitamins and minerals. Okay, so you must have heard about vitamins, multivitamin lena hai and mineral lena hai. So all of these comes into the micronutrients, but this is actually an helping hand towards the
ई कई
major
रोल तो
functions of the body.
आवाज जन आयो नहीं अजी
Okay.
Please mute yourself, whoever it is.
Okay, and also about the macronutrients. The second part is the macronutrients. Macronutrients are various types of nutrients which is needed in larger amounts in our body. These types of nutrients are found in this groups called as macronutrients, which includes carbohydrates, protein, lipids, and water. Okay, so carbohydrate, it's a very common macro that you have carbohydrates. Protein, lipids is nothing but having fat. So these are the two major types of nutrients, that is micro and macronutrient. So we would be starting with the first thing. So first thing is carbohydrates. So what are basically carbohydrates? So the name carbohydrates means that it is hydrated carbon or the carbon with water. Thus carbohydrates is made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Carbohydrates are eaten and digested, and they are then converted into glucose, which is a main human fuel. Carbohydrates can be simplified into three categories. One is simple, that is monosaccharide. The other is it is also known as compound carbohydrates or disaccharides, and also complex carbohydrates. Okay. Going forward, so there's a huge data. I'm actually trying to give you the basic knowledge of carbohydrates. Okay, so carbohydrates is the major source of energy, that is sure, because it's carbohydrates is broken down in your body in the form of glucose, and then it is absorbed in your body. Okay, so that is like the first function. Carbohydrates that are eaten are digested and converted into glucose. So आपके body में जो भी functions हो रहे हैं, may it be like a physical activity in your gym or a mental activity at your work, everything requires fuel, and that's why carbohydrate plays a very, very important role in all of these things. So it is very important that you incorporate carbohydrates. So every cell in your body requires glucose. It is the main source of energy for your body cells. Example, it includes your brain, which can only use glucose for fuel, and also the central nervous system, which also uses glucose as an energy source. So you can just understand how important carbohydrate is. Some glucose is used right away, and some is stored as glycogen, and leftover glucose is converted to fat. When the body needs more energy, it converts the stored glycogen back to the glucose to be used in the cells. So like I've just mentioned is that आपके body में, like for example, if at all you're having good amount of carbohydrates, in for a physical activity, X amount of carbohydrates is converted into glucose, then it is utilized. But then for the later part of the day, you don't have much of physical activity, then automatically this carbohydrate is actually stored in your body in the form of glycogen. We call it glycogen stores. You generally use them when there's a sudden need of energy, or you do any physical activity. And if at all these glycogen stores are never used, then it's converted into fat. Sources. So apparently carbohydrates is present in everything. Okay, starting from vegetables, fruits, dairy products, etc. So I'm just going to name a few things over here. So some dietary examples of carbohydrates includes cereal grains like wheat, rice, corn, oats, that are used to make bread and breakfast cereals, sorry, pasta and rice dishes. So the major chunk of your food intake incorporates carbohydrates. The other examples are vegetables, especially the root vegetables like potatoes, which is a good source of starch, and also sugar, which is a natural found sugar. Fruits also, sorry, the fruits are also has good amount of carbohydrates. So vegetables ho gaya, fruits ho gaya, all of these things are having good amount of carbohydrates. Going to the next macronutrient, that is protein. Your cell doesn't live as long as you do. So the human body is basically a construction site during your whole life. You're constantly rebuilding all your body parts every day. Protein are used for growth and repair. So basically, this is something which we call that cell generation. So हमारी body में every time, there is wear and tear, and there is a need of regenerating cells. Okay, so this is done by protein. So protein is also very important for growth, regulation, maintenance, increasing immunity. You name the thing, protein is needed for it. Protein are also are made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, but it also has an extra molecule of nitrogen. So nitrogen is an extra thing if compared to carbohydrates. So more about protein. So each protein is made up of amino acids linked in the form of beads. Okay, so if we go about, it goes in a bead structure. Okay, we use about 20 different kinds of amino acids and arrange them into thousands of proteins, like 26 letters of an alphabet, which is used for n number of words what we speak. Each protein is organ specific, which means that the protein in your skin needs is different than what is needed for your lungs or your heart, etc. Hence, protein is specific, and a high biological value of protein is generally taken in. Okay, so this is how it is. Going forward, functions of protein. So proteins are used for growth and repair of body tissues. Protein from the structure of form a structure of soft tissues such as skin and muscles, hard tissues like bones, teeth. So you can just understand कि आपके skin से लेके to your skeletal structure, everything requires protein. Okay. Um, and also for its wear and tear. So if at all you have an injury, or a muscle spasm, or maybe a muscle tear, or if you have a wound, etc., everything can be taken care by good amount of protein in your diet. Protein control fluid, electrolyte, and acid balance in your body, and protein also provides some amount of energy. So, in the absence of carbohydrates in your diet, protein actually stops all of these functions and focuses on giving energy. So, this is also one of the actions what protein does. Sources. So animal protein contains all types of amino acids which you need to make a protein. That that includes your chicken, your fish, your meat, any kind of meats, eggs ho gaya, ye sare has good amount of amino acids and good sources of protein. Vegetarian sources, I would suggest that that these are dark green leafy vegetables. You have dry fruits, you have dal, pulses, sprouts, you have milk and milk products, you have curd, buttermilk, paneer. All of these things have good amount of uh, protein. So going towards the third type of lipid macronutrient, that is lipid. But then before that, I would like to know if at all anyone has any questions. You can actually ask in the end. Okay, or you can message in the messaging section, and I'll definitely get back to you on it. So going towards the third type of macronutrient, that is lipid. So lipid or fat are one of the nutrient groups which is vital for the human body. So a lipid is naturally occurring chemical compound that cannot be dissolved in water. So like we know from our kitchen itself that water and tail, or oil does not mix together whatever you do. So that is how fats and lipids are separate from water. Lipid perform several necessary functions for the body, but it's important to understand what positive and negative effects of fats have on your body. So generally what happens is that we are so scared of fats that we tend to not have, or have very less of it. But to be very honest, there fats are needed by your body. So make sure that you're having good amount of fat in your daily routine. Okay, and I'll guide you through it, how to go about with it. So there are basically different types of lipids, including triglycerides, um, the fat, most familiar is as a body fat. Okay, so triglyceride, aapne, if at all, whenever you've got a blood profile done, you must have seen the lipid profile. So lipid profile mein you would be able to see a lot of types of cholesterol, triglyceride, and etc. So all of these things are basically the types of fat. If I make you understand in a layman language, the fatty acids is an organic compound linking a fatty chain of carbon and hydrogen atom on one end to an acid group to another end. Okay, triglycerides also includes monosaturated and polysaturated fats, which is known as the good fat. Triglycerides serve several purposes, including the supply of energy, protection against temperature extremes and shocks, and to help a body use carbohydrates and protein efficiently. So, as you can understand, that lipids are actually helping hands towards carbohydrates and protein. Also, it helps you to maintain your body temperature. Also, it helps you to maintain from any form of a shock. Okay, like for example, if you've fallen down, your fat will take care of your organs or your entire structure. So that is how fats are very, very important. Such saturated or trans fat and cholesterol are the bad fats found in many food products and are the ones to be careful of eating because of health risk. They can cause including heart diseases. But I'll just put a point over here is that there are two types of cholesterol. One is the bad cholesterol and one is the good cholesterol. So we need to manage the fat intake as per it. Most bad fats, such as gravy, butter, margarine, are solid at room temperature. This is an exception to ghee, but ghee has a lot of health benefits as well. But that does not mean that you can have in abundance. So make sure that you're having fat or lipid, may it be good or bad, in limited quantity. Okay, and but you're not supposed to skip them. Fats are a very concentrated source of energy and are in the form which energy is stored in the body. Fats provide more than twice the energy of carbohydrates and protein. So generally 1 gram of carbohydrates provides you 9 kilocalorie, and protein also provides you 1 gram of carbohydrates provide you 4 kilocalorie, and protein also provides you with the same, but oil or lipid provides you 9 kilocalorie per gram. Fat provides the essential fatty acids. These fatty acids assist in the absorption and transport of fat soluble vitamins, that is ADE. These are fat soluble vitamins ADE, and also one is left out, which is K. Fats also give the body its shape and insulates the body, assisting in the maintenance of body temperature. Water, so now this is the fourth macro which is mentioned, which is water. Okay, so water is also very important for our lives because our entire system is actually dependent on the level of water. 70 to 75% of your body consists of water or fluids, so that's how important water is. Okay. um, Water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen and is the only macronutrient that doesn't provide energy. Even though it is not providing energy, it is still counted as a macronutrient because जो भी आप carbohydrate, protein, fat खाते हो, the medium of transportation is nothing but a fluid medium, that is liquid, that is water. So that is why water is incorporated as a macronutrient. Some examples of its function is the flex of a muscle. You can move around your muscles and hands easily because of the presence of water, because of the liquid medium. The blink of an eye, and also it carries oxygen and nutrients to your entire body and your cells basically. This Now we come to the second part, that is the types of micronutrients. So we were done with the macronutrients, now we are talking about the micronutrients. So the first micronutrient type is vitamins. So vitamins are compounds we have to give from food and are essential for normal physiological processes in the body. They are commonly named by letters or alphabets as A, B, C, etc. We get vitamins from food in very small quantity or amount. Vitamins are very important and help almost in every chemical reaction in your body. They are divided into fat soluble vitamins and water soluble vitamins. Fat soluble vitamins includes A, D, E, K, and water soluble vitamins has C and B complex group. Okay, so I'll go back to the second point, what is over here, that vitamins are actually responsible for a lot of chemical reactions in your body. So what are these chemical reactions? Whatever food you take in, may it be carbohydrate, protein, fat, this actually goes through a chemical reaction to break down so that it's in the simplest form and it gets absorbed in your body. So this breakdown and assimilation and absorption, this entire procedure cannot be completed by the presence of the essential vitamins and minerals. So that is why it is said that vitamins are required in minute quantity, but it is very, very essential. So keep in mind that vitamins and minerals and fiber do not add to the muscle strength, supply of energy, or cure diseases, though they are very important. Okay. So going forward, the other type is minerals. So minerals serve necessary functions and are vital for human body, like I told you earlier about vitamins as well. So minerals like vitamins are chemicals the human body needs to function properly. But unlike vitamins, minerals uh, can be found in the earth as well. Okay, this means that from time to time, mineral is ingested into the body. To the time it is excreted, it is never changed into anything else. So, for example, if you're taking an iron supplement, iron is basically a mineral. So, if you're taking an iron supplement, it will be digested in your body, and when you defecate it, it goes back to the earth. So, that is how it does not change its constituent or its identity, but then it does its job and then it gets pushed out from your system. There are two types of minerals, major minerals and trace minerals. Major minerals are required in higher amounts in the body. There are seven major minerals, that is calcium, sodium, phosphorus, chloride, potassium, magnesium, and sulfur. Trace minerals includes which are found in smaller amounts in your body, which includes iron, manganese, zinc, chromium, copper, molybdenum, iodine, fluorine, and selenium. Okay, these are the things what I would say are required in trace amounts, but then the major minerals are required to you daily. Okay, so Abhi, trace, if I give you a gist of their if I give you a gist of their working, like for example, for calcium to get absorbed in your body, you require a vitamin. Vitamin D is required for the absorption of calcium in your body. So calcium then goes ahead and helps protein to make your your skeleton structure much more stronger. So this is how it goes forward. This is how it functions. So your body actually functions in synergy when everything is there present. So just imagine your body as an office, and the hierarchy can do its job better. Okay. um yeah, so the hierarchy can do its job better if at all the employees under him or her will do its job better. So the vitamins and minerals take care of absorption and helping the carbohydrates and protein do their job better. So that is how everything works hand in hand properly. Okay, so now I'm actually done with the proper understanding about the functions of macros, functions about the macros, and how it is and what it is done. So I would like to know if at all you have any doubts and questions about the functioning of any macros or any nutrient and etc, then I'll be able to clear your doubts, because it's very important for me to make sure that you understand this part so that tomorrow's session is much more easier for you.
So if anybody has any queries, you can drop a question in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself. So today, Dr. Naila Said is done with. She's given us a much more clear picture of the basic nutrition, like about the micronutrients, the macronutrients, major minor minerals, and we have a clear picture now. So you're going to talk about the working of the balanced meals in our body tomorrow, and on the next day, we're going to talk about the balanced meals in the long run and its benefits. So about
Correct.
today's session, anybody having any doubt, please unmute yourself, or you can drop a question.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi, good evening.
Ma'am, myself Janvi Mishra. I have one query, ma'am. Ma'am, generally we used to eat palak paneer and we love it. The taste, we love it. In the paneer, there is calcium, and in palak, there is spinach. In the content is mainly iron. Okay, so there is a hindrance in our body while the absorption of iron, as there is paneer also, in that calcium is present. So we should eat this or not?
So this is actually more of I'll give you an example. So if having such thing which can hamper your absorption, having it once a while, once in 15, 20 days, that is completely fine. But then I know people who incorporate such meals on a very daily basis, yeah, weekly basis. So try not to do that. So this thing is very important. So you can have a palak paneer, but then if you're having it once in 15 days, once in 20 days, it is completely okay. Your body is designed to adjust with a surprise element, but then don't do that very often.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Any other queries from the participants?
I think I should ask questions now.
Or we can wait for a few minutes.
Yes, sure. If you don't want to unmute yourself, you can actually write it in the chat box and I'll read it out. So that's not a problem. So I know that the presentation was quite smaller than what it was expected. The reason why is that I wanted everyone to understand this properly. So एक बार आप ये understand कर लोगे, तो then it will get very easy for you to understand things tomorrow. So we have a question.
Yeah, we have a question.
So Shivani says that vitamins like B12, we know very well, is available better from non-vegetarian sources. So in that case, how can a vegetarian person get those nutrients? So yes, you are actually right that vitamin B12 is actually available more in non-vegetarian sources. But then I would say that they are available in vegetarian sources as well. But then the more reliable are the non-vegetarian sources. So we get food which is fortified with B12. So you can look out for B12 fortified foods like milk ho gaya, soy milk ho gaya. Soy products are actually good in B12, so you can have that. Plant milk sources जैसा oats milk हो गया, almond milk हो गया, all of these things have good amount of has fortification done, so you can have these options also. majorly fortified food ही लेना पड़ेगा आपको, and more of dark green leafy vegetables. So when you have good amount of dark green leafy vegetables, some amount of B12 is naturally there, so you can have it. So that is there. But also to make sure that you have B12 in your diet, because जब हम अपना blood profile करते हैं, बहुत बार ऐसे होता है that you understand that you're B12 deficient. So once in a year, make sure that you're having a B12 supplement under your doctor's prescription or advice. That will actually make sure that you have good amount of stores. लेकिन आप fortified food ढूंढ सकते हो आपके grocery में. So I hope I've answered Shivani's question. So if you have any more questions about you know the importance of any other macro, and also if at all you have any questions in regards to why you're supposed to have balanced meals and etc., you can even ask those questions.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes, tell me.
So nowadays people are becoming vegan, and that's what naturopathy suggests, that you shouldn't be having non-vegetarian foods. So if we talk about consumption of protein in that matter, we'll be going to pulses, legumes, and all. Uh, when compared to non-vegetarian foods like meat, pulses and legumes have less bioavailability, right? So in that case, how can we get the amount of protein that we require?
So firstly, over here, the answer actually is related to the topic balanced meals. So when a vegetarian person is trying to focus a lot more on protein, okay, so there is one thing which is very important, is that making sure that every meal of yours has a source of protein. So starting from your breakfast till your mid-morning, lunch, dinner, snacks, when every meal has a protein in your diet, then automatically the daily requirement is somewhat met. Okay, so you have to put in efforts for maintaining good amount of protein in your diet. The same thing, so going about with with which options are you supposed to take for your protein intake. So starting with dals, pulses, sprouts, you can have dark green leafy vegetables, you can have soy milk, you can have a lot of milk and milk products, all of the, you have a lot of seeds. All of these things can give you protein, but of course not of very high biological value, but then of decent biological value, which will help you with your protein intake. So but the main thing for you to do is that have protein in every meal of yours, so that it suffices your daily requirement. Okay, so I hope I've answered Aisha's query.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much.
You're
I think we
welcome.
have one more question in the chat box.
Yes. So, do people, so Sravani, I'm so sorry if I spelled your name wrong. So, Sravani says that do people with lactose intolerance should completely stop milk and its products for lifelong? So, it actually depends upon your intolerance. So, if at all you are lactose intolerant, when I was a toddler, or when I was before adolescence, I was lactose intolerant, but then slowly my body developed, and right now I don't have any problem with lactose. So it depends to person. So if at all your body is resistant till the end, then you, of course, you're supposed to avoid lactose completely, milk entirely. But then milk and milk products आपको avoid नहीं करना है, आपको सिर्फ milk avoid करना है. Milk products में that usually curd या buttermilk में casein होता है. So you can have buttermilk, you can have paneer. Okay, so but some people are also allergic to casein and lactose together. So depending upon your tolerance level, you can judge yourself. So अगर आपको सिर्फ lactose से problem है, so you can avoid milk. But if at all आपको curd and buttermilk या पनीर से कुछ problem नहीं है, so you can have those things. So it all depends upon your intolerance level and how your body is taking it. Okay? You're welcome. So I have actually a few questions for everyone. So I thought that I would be making sure that everyone knows what I've spoken about. So in the first or the second slide, I have spoken about carbohydrates. So carbohydrates is made up of which three molecules? So you can message on just a chat with the right answers so that I can understand. So what are the three molecules which makes carbohydrates? That's very nice. Everyone's answering. So yes, Shivani, Sravani, Drishti, Yashoda, Janvi, um, and if I have missed someone, Lochna, everyone, yes, you're right. So it is made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So how about and how many kilocalorie does 1 gram of carbohydrate gives you? Okay, so I'm very happy. I'm getting good answers. The third one would be, which is actually known as the building macro or the building uh, block of your daily routine. That's good. Abhishek, very nice. Pooja, Megha. And what is its molecular structure? Which is that one extra molecule which it has, which separates it from carbohydrates? So that's very good. So everyone's understood it. So talking about lipids. So lipids are in your daily routine. Do you you know how much? I haven't mentioned this, but then lipids are generally called as fat. So आपके fat has a higher calorie intake. So what is that number? 1 gram of fat gives you how many kilocalories? And do you think that is important for you to have fat in your daily routine? And if yes, that you can actually mention one of the important activities what a fat does. So yes, Nehal is right, Darshini, Aisha. Okay, so which are the fat soluble vitamins and which are the water soluble vitamins? Very nice and elaborate answers, and I'm very happy that everyone's understood this. Yes, ADEK is fat. And what are the water soluble ones? BC. Yes, Abhishek is right. Abhishek, yes, correct. So I had given an example in between stating that one vitamin is required for a mineral to get absorbed in your body. So can you give me like one example in which the vitamin and mineral works as a synergy so that one activity is done in the body? Correct. Yes, Aisha, you're right. So vitamin C helps in absorption of iron. There's another one which is very commonly used in advertising, milk products. Very nice. So yes, vitamin D is responsible for absorption of calcium, and calcium helps carbohydrates and protein to actually get, help the bone structure to get stronger. So this is very nice. So and also yes. So yes, vitamin B12 and selenium works together, and sometimes yes. So I'm pretty sure that everyone understood things and the importance of macros. So when we understand the importance of macros and micros together, so now you've understood that everything works in coordination with someone. So if at all, like for example, if your colleague is not coming to work for say about 2 3 days, and his work is also piled on to you, that can delay the procedure. Same happens with your body, which actually makes your body reduce metabolism and its procedure. So that is why it's very, very important for you to understand that all the nutrients are important and all the nutrients are required to be have had in a balanced amount. So yes, so if you have any questions, you can definitely let me know, because I am pretty sure right now that you are well versed with the functions and etc. of the macros and micros. What is creatine? So creatine is actually a type of amino acid. Like I had told you in protein section, there are different types of amino acids. So creatine is one of them. Yeah, I also have another one question. Which is the only nutrient which actually is very, very essential, but it does not give you any calories? Which is that nutrient or macro? Yes, correct. There's a flood of answers and everyone's right over here. And what is its molecule structure? Correct. And what's its major function? Like, why would I or any nutritionist or a nutrition or a dietitian or a doctor will actually tell a person to keep yourself hydrated and pani pina chahiye? Why is that very important? Correct. Yes. Everyone has mentioned the very specific answers. Like Janvi has mentioned that your body is made up of 90% of water. Then of course your body needs water to do electrolyte balance, maintain homeostasis, stasis, flex your muscles, maintain fluid balance, and etc. All of these things are very important to maintain a body harmony. So once you have good amount of water intake, automatically these things work very well for you. So yes, 70 to 75%, 80%, it varies from 70 to 75%. So, okay. And so any more questions? What you have? Because tomorrow I would be explaining about how to balance your meals. So if today is clear, you can have a better perspective tomorrow. So we can go forward with tomorrow. And if you don't have any questions, you know, we can, Aisha, you can take the call on this. So if we don't have any questions, we can go forward with your thing.
Yes, I think that's it. And the session was really interesting, ma'am. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. And hoping to join for the next 2 days also. Thank
Yes,
you
for
so
sure.
much.
You're welcome. And tomorrow, I hope you come with even more questions. It really makes me understand that you've understood things better. So make sure that you have good amount of questions, and I'll be coming with another quiz tomorrow. Okay. Thank
Sure.
you.
Thank you.